Hello everyone and welcome to a new project. Let's start off actually by turning the music down a little bit. I'll keep the voiceovers quite loud because I don't want to talk over them anyway. I'll make the sound effects a little more quiet. And the movies as well. Okay. Now, this is, as you can see, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I've recently seen an acquaintance stream this game, and it just gave me that itch to play it again. The game is, by gaming standards, ancient. I think it was released in 2003, so it's past the 10-year mark now. But it's still a very, very good game. It's a fairly story-driven RPG, and I really wanted to play through this. I'm going to make half-an-hour episodes because I believe it's probably going to take a while to get through this game. It's quite large. I'm playing in, as you can see, 1080p. There is a slight chance that the cutscenes won't play properly, because I had to patch around quite a bit to get it to a high enough screen resolution. Otherwise it could barely manage 720p. So if they get skipped, I apologize. I will then explain what happened later. Now, start a new game. Right now it seems like most of the screen is this surrounding thing. That's because of the rendering that the game does isn't actually meant for a screen my size, so it sounded naughtier than I intended it. But yeah, this will when we're in the real game, it'll look a lot better. So I'm going to play as a male character. We have a choice between soldier, scout, and scoundrel. And I think I will go scout, because I played warrior the last few times. Okay, let's go with a custom character. If I do a quick character, I just get to choose portrait name, and that's it. And I have more customization this way. Now, as for the portrait, there's one I always choose, so I'm going to choose it again, just for nostalgia's sake. Attributes. The attributes of your character apply bonuses or penalties to everything, from combat to skill checks to force powers. Check each attribute to see what aspects of gameplay it can affect. So we have a bunch of points left over, which we can distribute among charisma, wisdom, intelligence, constitution, dexterity, and strength. Strength is pretty self-explanatory. This will be a bit of a talky episode, by the way, if you haven't noticed yet. Yeah, modifier to melee damage and chance to hit, obviously important for melee characters. And I know there's sort of many ways to pronounce the word melee, or melee, or melee, or melee. I will go with melee, I think. Just substitute whichever pronunciation you think is right in your mind. Dexterity adds modifiers to ranged attack and increases defense rating, so it's basically makes me more evasive. Constitution, obviously increased vitality. Intelligence adds modifiers to the number of points I have to spend on essential skills, so this is common in games of this type. You might know this from Fallout as well, from the Fallout series, where if you have high intelligence you get more skill points on level ups and such. Wisdom represents willpower and perception. A high wisdom adds modifiers to force points and force power saving throws. So this makes me stronger in the force. And charisma, ability to lead, ability to talk people into things. So because I actually quite enjoy having the dialogue options and actually succeeding in convincing people of things, I will go 14 charisma. You can tell up here To go from 13 to 14 it costs me 1 point. Point cost up here 1. If I wanted to increase it more it would now cost me 2 points. So I'm going to just go with 1 point first. Let's go 12 Constitution, 10 and 10 here. I definitely want high intelligence and a certain degree of wisdom. And now I'll spend maybe 1 more on Constitution, and I have 1 point left, so let's go Strength on that. And I'm not gonna click recommended, I'm just taking this. It might not be ideal, I've not played this game in a long time, so don't expect much min-maxing, at least for now. Okay, skills. Each of your character's skills has a number associated with it. This is the skill rank and determines how good the character is with that skill. When using a skill to perform an action, the rank is compared against a difficulty check number. For example, to open a lock with a difficulty check of 15, take your skill rank in security plus wisdom modifier plus d20 roll. If the total is 15 or greater, the lock is opened. You might know this system from pen and paper role-playing games, and a lot of the features of this game are kind of based on that. So you have your damage rolls and your crit rolls, and a lot of the random number stuff in the game is determined by dice rolls, basically, and you get bonuses to the dice rolls by spending skill points. Now, for the skills, I have class skills. As you can see, computer use, for example, is a class skill. It costs me 1 point to improve computer use. Stealth is a cross-class skill, and that costs me 2 skill points, which means they are more difficult to level up and thus less kind of less relevant to my class. Sadly, Persuade is cross-class for this character, which means it'll make it difficult to put points into Persuade, but that's okay. And the same goes for Security, sadly. Okay, I will put 4 into computer use, I think. 2 in repair, 3 in treat injury. This is obviously med packs are more useful. Actually, do I need repair? Maybe I'll keep it. Security is hacking doors and chests and such. Repair is fixing broken machines. Persuade, not much to say. Awareness is how good I am at detecting hidden objects or enemies and such. For example, hidden traps, hidden grenades, such like that. Not grenades, mines, that's the word. So awareness is important for that, which means I'll put 4 points into it, because I think it's quite important. And I'll also put 4 points in demolitions, because I consider it important. And now I will put, I think, 2 in security, and I'll go with that. Okay. Feats. Some feats allow you to use special items like heavy armor or implants. Other feats modify saving throws and skill checks during the game. And some feats, power attack, are used during combat. Check the description for details on a specific feat. Okay, I gain a bunch of feats for my class. Armor proficiency light, armor proficiency medium, so I can wear those types of armor. Flurry is a melee attack. Implant, we'll get to that. Rapid shot is a ranged attack. I'm proficient with blaster pistols, blaster rifles, melee weapons. So, for example, I cannot... can I? I think I can actually add the feat, yeah. All the ones that have this kind of grey background, like the heavy armor proficiency or the 2-weapon fighting, those I can put points into. I only have 1 at the moment anyway. And the ones that have a black background, such as Master Critical Strike, or do I have an earlier one that I... or Improved Toughness, I can't put the skill points on because they have some prerequisites that I don't need. For example, in order to improve my toughness, I would need to be level 4. I intend to play with melee weapons. I think I might actually, just to make it more challenging, or at least a little interesting, I will go with dueling, which gives me a bonus if I use a single one-handed weapon. So not dual wielding, a single one-handed weapon. I will go with that, and okay. Now we have a name. I don't know. Let's just go with a random name. I was gonna call myself, after my channel, Tofu Kanone, but that, I don't know. Warren Tanner. Dake Starcrotch. Mustn't rename to Starcrotch. Okay, that's it. Now we might see a cutscene or we might not. I'm afraid we did not see the cutscene. This is us. So the cutscene played for me, but it didn't record. The overlay and everything was gone, and it only played in like a tiny window.
We've been ambushed by a Sith battle fleet. The Endar Spire is under attack. Hurry up, we don't have much time.
Okay, but there's not really much to say. We are in the Republic, hence the name The Old Republic of the game, and the Sith are still very much a threat. This is playing in the Star Wars universe, but well before the Star Wars movies. So I think it's about 1,000 years before the episode 1, roughly. So the Sith are still a very active threat. They're not like a hidden conspiracy thing. They have fleets, there's a big war going on, and they've just attacked our ship, which is called the Endar Spire. And because we've just woken up and are apparently very confused, let's go the Endar Spire?
Did you fall out of your bunk and hit your head? The Endar Spire is the ship we're stationed on. This ship. You probably don't even know who I am, do you? I'm Trask Ulgo, ensign with the Republic Fleet. I'm your bunkmate here on the Endar Spire. We work opposite shifts. I guess that's why you haven't seen me before. Now hurry up! We have to find Bastila. We have to make sure she makes it off the ship alive.
Okay. So who's Bastila?
Bastila is the commanding officer on the Endar Spire. Well, not an officer, really, but she's the one in charge of this mission. One of our primary duties is to guarantee her survival in the event of an enemy attack. You swore an oath just like everyone else on this mission. Now it's time to make good on that oath. I heard what everyone's saying about you. You've explored the farthest reaches of the galaxy. You visited planets I've never even heard of. People with your skills and abilities are hard to find. It's no wonder the Republic recruited you for this mission. But now's the time to prove yourself. I know you're a scout and not a soldier, but Bastila needs all troops at her side during this attack.
Okay, and these dialogues obviously depend on our class choice. This game, by the way, is made by BioWare, who also later on went on to make games such as Dragon Age. So you will definitely detect similarities, and the game is 10 years old, but it doesn't look that bad, really. I mean, you definitely see its age, but it's quite good, and the voice acting is nice. Okay, let's go help Bastila.
So hurry up and grab your gear. You need to suit up so we can get out of here.
I can click on these, or I can use the number things. I will try to get the habit of clicking, because I just know if I use the number keys, I will get the wrong key at some stage, and okay, I know where to get my equipment. The Active Quests screen includes important information related to your ongoing adventures. Refer to this journal for hints and guidance throughout the game. Journal entry added. Is that on J? It is. So here we have the messages, all of our past dialogue we could read up again here. Here we have our quest log, which is L, not J actually. J is our journal, L is our quest log. So the Endar Spire is under attack. Trask has warned us that the Sith have boarded the ship, and they're looking for Bastila, the commander of the vessel, and we have to find her before the Sith do. Okay. I rotate the camera by holding down right click and spinning, just like you would expect. I'm trying not to make it too swift. Maybe I'll have to turn down my mouse sensitivity. And I move with WASD and I left click on items to interact. Now in here we have a cardio package, adrenal alacrity, blaster pistol, short sword and clothing, and 2 med packs. Now let's go over to our inventory. This is the party inventory, all items, and here we have our personal character's equip screen. I'll just show you.
Come on, we have to hurry. The Sith might already be boarding the ship to try and capture Bastila. Put your equipment on so we can get out of here.
Yes, I'm getting it. I know how to do it, I'm just explaining it to people. We're currently kind of in our underwear. It doesn't really look like underwear, but that's what people were wearing back in the days. So let's now equip clothing. It's all very self-explanatory. We have an implant, which is basically by putting points into the implant ability, which we've gotten level 1 just from our class, we can put in different implants. This goes up to level 3, but the one we have is obviously one we can use, and it gives us +1 constitution, so it makes us a little more sturdy. And then we have a short sword, which automatically got put into our first slot. This is our main hand, and this would be our offhand, but I've put points into dueling, so I'm not going to equip a second weapon.
We should stick together. You'll have more success with a party than on your own.
Okay, Trask has joined my party. And now I'm in the party selection screen, blah-de-blah, blah-de-blah. At this stage we just don't have much choice yet. We are going to end up having 9 people in our party eventually, though. And now, we could remove him, but why would we?
Because of the attack, this room is in lockdown. But don't worry, I've got the override codes. You'll have to use me to unlock the door.
Okay. So how to use other people? I am now in a party of 2, as you can see. Down here, that's me, that's Trask. If I just click on his portrait, I now control him. And I can walk up to this door. Yes, the security code.
Now that the door is open, you better take the lead again.
Okay. Got 100 XP. Yeah, he could just open it normally. You can move the movement keys. I believe you could also click to move, maybe?
This is Carthanasi. The Sith are threatening to overrun our position. We can't hold out long against their firepower. All hands to the bridge!
That was Karth contacting us on our portable communicators. He's one of the Republic's best pilots. He's seen more combat than the rest of the Endar Spire's crew put together. If he says things are bad, you better believe it. We have to get to the bridge to help defend Bastila. There's a map of the Endar Spire and a copy of Karth's message in your electronic journal, just in case we get separated.
Okay. So I think the map is on M. Yep. And this is just like you would expect any map in a role-playing game to work. It shows us the map. Nothing special about it. I could talk to this utility droid, but it's kind of pointless. All it does is beep.
That door's locked, and I don't have the codes to open it. You'll have to use your security skill on it if we want to get past.
Okay, once again, I know how this works roughly. So as you see, I can't just open the door, but I have technically 3 options. This one is not available, neither is this one, but I can use security, my hacking abilities, basically.
These Sith must be the advanced boarding party for the Republic!
Okay. The game pauses when you assign an enemy, and the selection reticle will show up in red. You can use the mouse to select other hostile targets. This auto-pause option can be disabled in the options screen. Actually, yes, I know. Let me just firstly save the game. Yes, I want to. Thank you. That old LP file is irrelevant. Now let's go to gameplay. I'm playing on normal, that's good, I would like that. I might change the difficulty at a later stage, but for now I'll play on normal. So again, I think Dragon Age had this feature as well. I can pause the game, and the game automatically pauses when I detect enemies, also just like in Arc-Legacy. It's also kind of similar to that in terms of gameplay, at least in terms of combat. And I can now select this enemy, the Sith soldier, which are kind of the main force of the enemy army. And I can now just queue up skills. So I'm going to flurry this guy 4 times in a row. And I can then change to... What's your name? Trask, right? Problem is he can't really do much because he's not in range, so... Let's pause again. That's just spacebar. And now he is in range. So I can now click this guy and just power blast him. And switch back to my character, whose name is... Dake Starkreacher. Let me select that one. Now, Flurry is a... Does it tell me here? It's basically a quick series of strikes. I'll check out what it does soon. There we go. Now, people that die, enemies that die, might leave remains, which we can take. Adrenal, stamina, and medpack. Medpacks, just what you expect them to do. The adrenal stuff are basically short-time combat boosts. Now, let me check. For example, I have some grenades as well. Grenades do just what you expect them to. The adrenal stuff gives me a boost. The adrenal alacrity, which we got from our starting equipment, gives us bonus to dexterity and movement speed for 2 minutes. Adrenal stamina gives us 4 constitution for 2 minutes. Actually, no, I wanted to check. Can I check my skills here? And my feats is actually the one I'm interested in, I believe. I don't think I can. Oh, I can, okay. Flurry. This feat allows a character to make an extra melee attack during the round. Characters suffer -4 to defense while using this feat, and for 3 seconds afterwards, i.e. an enemy's attack, they also suffer a -4 penalty to all attacks that round. So essentially, I leave myself open to attacks, and my attacks aren't as strong, but I do an additional attack. Okay, these guys... Wait. Didn't I just see... Nope. Okay, good. Enemies. So I will flurry the guy back here. And Trask, you will power blast that one. What? And I think my allies won't use their skills unless I specifically tell them to. So we really do have to pause from time to time. Okay, he didn't leave anything. Frag grenade, another short sword, a long sword, and a combat suit. Obviously an improvement over what we have so far. Let's also open this metal box. 10 credits and a med pack. Credits are the currency of the game. Now, let's go. I have a combat suit now, which is obviously more defensive than the clothing I have. Now, clothing it protects little more than the modesty of the wearer, so it does nothing, essentially. I just don't run around naked. Combat suit has a defense bonus of 4, making it more likely that enemies miss me, I believe. And it has a max dexterity bonus of +5. This indicates basically how heavy the armor is. The heavier the armor is, the less this max dexterity bonus will be. So having a really swift character, putting him in heavy armor will make that dexterity bonus be less relevant. So if I had really high dexterity, it wouldn't matter if like that dexterity wouldn't have an effect because I was wearing really heavy armor. But my dexterity bonus is well below +5, so I can use this without any problem. My dexterity bonus, what can I check? Dexterity is 10, so my modifier is +0. Yeah. I can now also change the longsword. Physical damage 1 to 6, critical 20 to 20 times 2. Balance +2 versus 2 weapon penalty if used in the offhand. Which means this weapon is easier to use in the offhand, which I don't care about. Critical 20 to 20 means on a 20-sided die, whatever, basically the game rolls from 1 to 20, and on a 20 I will have critical, which deals ×2 damage. The longsword instead does 1 to 12 and has the same crit rate. It does not have the offhand bonus, which I don't care about because, as I said, I'm focusing on a single weapon. I'm not going to worry about Trask's equipment so much, and I guess I might as well heal myself, actually. Can I see my health here? Number? 6 out of 10. So I lost 4 health. I think we'll be okay for a little bit. Okay, so there we see how evil the enemy is. They even blow up their own guys. It also tells us, oh, grenades! Very good for AoE damage, and these cutscenes do always render. We will see them because they're rendered in-game. The ones that are pre-rendered, which I don't know how many of those there are, they are not visible, apparently. I will try to just link you to them if I find YouTube videos of them, so you can just see them that way. Now, we have 3 Sith, so let's try a frag grenade. There we go, nicely done. Since that was obviously the tutorial telling us, look, frag grenades, that's really the kind of thing we were meant to do. Now against these guys, let's just flurry. And you just barely don't have line of sight yet, so power blast. And I don't have to switch to my other guy in combat. Works just like that. And now,
yes.
Dake has taken another hit, so I'm going to give him a med pack, which healed for 6. But I'm fairly certain some of these guys will have dropped some stuff. Here I get a med pack. They're called medikits in XCOM, and I'm still kind of used to that. There's a pile of parts here, and a very much broken robot. So let's get those items. This door is broken. I could still put items into this container, which will be something I will actually do in different situations in the game. And if you see me clicking on corpses, the remains, if I click on them once and they have a drop, I will then get the interaction to actually collect that drops. Now,
it's a dark Jedi! This fight is too much for us! We better stay back! All we do is get in the way!
now bearing in mind...
That was one of the Jedi accompanying Bastila. Damn, we could have used her help.
Keeping in mind how old the game is by now, as I've said numerous times, by the way, this red bar under the names is the enemy health bar. But yeah, keeping in mind how old the game is, it really does look fantastic. The animations and such in combat are really, really nice. So there you saw me dodging, for example, because a hit managed to not hit me. It really is very nice, as I said. Medpack and repair kits, all of these things, some of them at least, will be relevant later on. And that's the door to the bridge, but we can't do anything else anyway, so we'll have to go to the bridge. Okay. Bunch of enemies, which we will flurry. If I don't do anything, my friend here, he will use standard attacks, but he will not use any special abilities, like the Power Blast. Okay, I will cancel actions by just clicking on them. I cancel them and instead use a med pack. And now flurry that guy, please. And I do miss a lot. This is the way, like, pen and paper role-playing games work quite a lot. If you played, for example, Baldur's Gate, the first one, I've just recently seen that.
Bastila's not here on the bridge. They must have retreated to the escape pods. We better head that way too. The Sith want Bastila alive, but once she's off the ship, there's nothing stopping them from blasting the Endar Spire into galactic dust.
Okay, journal entry added. Do all that soon. I was gonna say there's a lot of missing, especially early on in the game when your characters are level 1, barely have any skill points. But we actually have a level up now. We hit level 2. So let's do that level up. We can improve skills and feats. And the things we can spend points on kind of change every level. We don't have feats every level, for example. At least I don't think we do. Now we have 4 remaining points, and I can't put any more in security. My cross-class skill. I can improve treat injury, which I think I'll do. And awareness is important as well, so I'll max that. And we have a feat. 1 remaining feat. This is for dual wielding, so not important to us. Bonus points to demolitions and stealth. I actually would prefer to level 4 to have an additional melee attack. I could do critical strike. This feat doubles the critical threat range of a melee attack. So instead of needing a 20, I would be able to crit on a 19 or a 20. And if it hits, it also stuns the target for 6 seconds unless they make a fortitude save, a difficulty check of the attacking character's level plus attacking character's strength modifier. Pretty complicated, but if you are into the whole pen and paper stuff, this will be very natural to you, and it lowers my defense when I'm using it. Actually, Flurry gives +5? It lowers it by -5. I think this... No, technically this would mean increasing it by 5, but... what it does is decreases your defense. Critical Strike works only with melee weapons. Flurry, yeah, also -4 to defense, okay. So I'm just gonna put a point into... Actually, I'll go Power Attack. +5 damage to the next attack, but -3 to hit, so less chance to hit, more damage if I do hit. Used to quickly dispatch groups of easy-to-hit opponents. It's nice, it tells us where that skill is useful. And only works on melee weapons. So let's add that feat. And that's us done, let's level up. For the first part of the game we will be quite limited in where we can go, but eventually we'll hit an open exploration phase of the game when we can just go and explore lots of things. And I think we have about...
There's something behind here. Damn, another Dark Jedi! I'll try to hold him off. You get to the escape pods. Go!
Yeah, he's dead, pretty much. But at least he's saving us, the door is closed, so we're fine. What I was gonna say, it's fun seeing this game run because it's so old and it obviously wasn't designed for computers of a modern amount of power, I guess. Starboard section, can I go in here? I can. Where's this leading? Is this the one we came from? Okay. So I need to go to the starboard section anyway, which means we'll might as well do that. But yeah, the game is running at insane frame rates.
This is Karpyshyn on your personal communicator. I'm tracking your position through the Endar Spire's life support systems. Basila's escape pod is away. You're the last surviving crew member on the Endar Spire. Now I can't wait for you much longer. You have to get to the escape pods.
Okay. But it's been half an hour, a lot of talking as I said. We will get more action and more story, and you should really give this game a chance. The first few episodes might be a little talky and a little boring, but it's a really good game and I suggest you all stay for the rest of the show. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode and I will see you again soon. Bye bye!